Now, you've delivered a successful and a confident speech, but now your problem is how to conclude and end the speech. I find that a lot of times people speak confidently and their message is very clear, but they find it very hard to conclude in a way that the audience will remember the message they are sending them. Now, these are the three best ways you can end your speech in a way to send your message clearly and confidently to the remembrance of your audience. Now, one of the first ways is ending your speech with asking a reflective question. Whenever you are speaking and you end your speech with asking a reflective questions, it makes the audience think within themselves. They reflect. It makes the information more personal to them. Take for instance now, I go by saying, now that you've mastered the basics of public speaking and communication, what are you going to do differently when next you are given the opportunity to speak? So when you ask them this question before ending everything, it gives them what to think about when they leave the whole event. They want to think deeply. They want to look within themselves and reflect and take it personal. Try it. It really helps. Now going on to the second method to end your speech. If you can't use the first one, you should make sure to use the second one. End your speech with reinforcing the main point. A lot of times people would go on to make their speech and everything sounds so good, but the main point isn't really promoted. So make sure to always reinforce your main point to make it clear that these are the key takeaways from your message you are sending. Take for instance now, you go by saying, now remember this, confidence in speaking is not a talent, it's a skill that you master, you train, and you practice. So when you reinforce the main point, it makes them remember the last thing you said, because a lot of times when you are speaking, the last message is most of the times the most important and the message the audience pay attention to. So if you can't use a question to end as a conclusion, you should always use the last main point by reinforcing it. Going on to the third, if you can't use the first, the second, you must definitely use the third. This is one of the most effective. Ending your speech with a CTA. When I say CTA, I mean call to action. A lot of times when people speak, they would all give their stories and make everything clear and make sure to promote clarity when speaking. But a lot of times the audience would get the message, but when leaving their program, they don't really have anything to work on as a practical. So a CTA is a form of an assignment that you give the audience to make them do a challenge on themselves, to make them put in what you're saying to action. Because if you understand, public speaking and communication, it's not relevant if what you have been taught is not being put to practice. So you could learn, but whenever you're not implementing it, it's of no use. So ECTA is a very important way of ending a confident speech. And take for instance, starting from today, you should challenge yourself to make sure to ask at least one question or answer at least one question in class meetings or conferences. This will make them, it will move the audience from being just listeners to put in action, to make them, there will be more impact. There will be to be a practical learning process. So make sure, if you can't use number one, asking a reflective question to end your speech, or you can't use number two, in reinforcing the main point, you most definitely can use number 3, which is using a CTA to end your speech, to make the audience practice it. Now remember something. A confident and a powerful speech doesn't just have to end. It needs to push the audience to take action, to think, and to remember what the message you gave to them, you passed on to them.